to everyone. Welcome back. I'm so sorry for um, the break in transmission. The service or the network acted up, and we had to end the stream at some point. All right. So yes, yes. Welcome back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, I want to say welcome back. I hope um I hope others will join us pretty quick. So we were done with Rosie Jawla's session, except that I wanted to ask her a question and then network kicked me out. So maybe that wasn't meant to be, So quickly, because of time, we'll move on to the next, and but the last but not the least session for the year's conference, and that is the session is Dr. Tofumi Shoda Omilani. All right, so I just hope I pronounced that word rightly. Okay, so I'm going to be bringing her on board right now. So, ma, I'm going to put you on the screen. Are you ready? All right. So let's do this. Yeah. Good evening, ma.
Yeah. It's good to see you. Sorry,
I'm so sorry
I
about. Yeah.
apologize. We are starting so late,
It's okay.
and
It's
I'm
okay.
not
I'm
in an
so sorry about the
appropriate
stress.
environment. My car broke down, and I do, and the devil
No,
is
it
already
is
defeated,
well.
always defeated. So he's a liar. It's
Yes.
good to be
Thank
here.
thank you so much. Thank you for the sacrifice, despite the what it's for you to show up. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. We are grateful on behalf of my team and I. I'm saying thank you for still showing up. Because if somebody else, if it happened to be, if it happened to be someone else, the person would have maybe the person might have said, "I'm not coming again. I'm sorry, I can't meet up," and you know the rest of the story. But it's okay. So while we have you right here, let me just read your bio briefly, and then we'll move on. All right, just for me, Chikwadom. I hope I pronounced that right. Pardon me. Just for me,
You
Chikwadom
tried.
Shoda Omilani is a unique work of art resident in Ibadan, Nigeria. She is a dental surgeon on a mission, bridge building child oral health and overall body health for happier, brighter, healthier smiles via Smile Theater Initiative. Music, arts and crafts, premium health, and being vocal Jesus are joyous places. She's a Lolaoluwa Umilani. Together, they are raising an amazing daughter, Iria Yomiti Day. So let's make welcome Dr. Shofumi, Jesus Shefun, just for me, pardon me, Dr. Jesus
No problem.
Tofumi Shoda Milani. I guess it was because I was very conscious of not messing
Oh,
up your name. That's anxiety
don't
for me.
worry.
Thank
I'm
you so
trying.
much. Thank you so much. I'm giving you a big welcome. Welcome, welcome, and thank you. Thank you for sharing up.
Thank you. Good
Love
evening.
you.
Good evening. Yes, good evening to all the online viewers.
Good
It's good to be
evening.
here. I apologize I'm coming in late. I hope everyone can hear me. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you. Yes, ma.
Okay.
Yes, ma.
I'm glad to be here. The conference has been a amazing one. I've not been able to attend all the sessions, but I ensure that I watch the replay. And I'm glad I'm here this evening. Um, well, let's get down to the business because I know I've kept us waiting. So this evening I'm to speak to you on advancing in health, living healthy. Okay. So if we, the advanced conference has been an amazing one, and really one of the, I'm happy that the convener, um, Ms. Folake, actually took interest in the health area, because really the health area is very important, because our bodies are the vehicles that we use to do all that we have been called to do, to be all God has created to. So if we are not mindful about our health, we will not be able to fulfill our purposes or fulfill appropriately all the things, or do all the things that we are expected to do. So I'm glad. Yeah, thank you for the honor of having me here this evening. So if we say we have to advance, advance means to move forward in a purposeful way. Is advancing is a forward movement, and when we in the area of our health, advancing in health is a journey that we should all embark in. And for those that have started, it's something that we have to keep at it consistently. It's not a Advancing in health is not a one-time experience. It's something that is ongoing. It's something that is continuous. And we as humans, we are tripartite, meaning that we are spirit beings, we have a soul, and living in a body. So it's important that these vehicles that our bodies, as I said earlier, that our bodies are vehicles that a lot of things, and these have, if we are spirit beings and we have a soul, it's important that we also care for our body too. And sadly, it's one area that a lot of people are not so mindful of. We 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 are spirit filled. Hallelujah. That's so good. We are mindful of our soul. We are mindful of all the things all that make up our soul, but most times we don't care so much of this body, and this is body that that have is our vehicle to do all that we have been called to do. And you will agree with me that if you have to make a forward movement, if you have to advance, it starts with the desire. I hope I'm not so fast. I'm trying not to keep us waiting, but I apologize if I'm too fast. I'll try and stay as mid-pace as possible. So you agree with me that if you have to advance, you have to make a forward movement, it starts with the desire. So in advancing in our health, we have to be desirous to advance in our health. This is something that we have to do for ourselves. This is something that no one else can do for us. It has to come, there has to be a desire, there has to be an hunger, there has to be a test that yes, I want to advance in my health. That is when we have made that decision, or when we have built up that desire, that we can able to take actionable steps in advancing our health. So that being said, our world is one of numbers. Numbers rule the world. Okay, let me explain it. We have phone numbers, we have passcodes, we have account numbers, we have there are a lot of numbers all over that we use for our day-to-day life. And you would agree with me that for any individual, for any organization that wants to evaluate how well they are fed, how well they have been impacted, they want to see how well they are faring. They have to they quantify it, and they quantify it with figures. I'm sorry for the background noise. Somewhere house, but I apologize for that. You agree with me that if any organization, if any individual wants to evaluate how well they are fed, they will be talking of numbers. If for a company, for a business, they are talking about figures of how much, what was the sales like. We are talking of an organization, of NGO, of your business, of an individual, like how many lives have you impacted, how many people were rich, and the list goes on and on. The list goes on and on. And numbers also rules our health. What do I mean by that? There are health numbers that impact our overall health. Most of us know our phone numbers, most of us know our passcode. Most of us know the numbers that affect our day-to-day living. But how many of us know the numbers that impact our overall health? And knowing these numbers helps us to take charge of our health and also helps us to make informed decisions as regards advancing in our health. So, what are health numbers? Health numbers is like if I have to take a snapshot, if I take a picture of my whole body and I can say, oh, how what does my body look like? That is what health numbers does to us. So health numbers are metrics that gives a snapshot of our overall health. And there are a lot of health numbers, but they are very important health numbers that we are all expected to know. And the time has passed when some things have become the thing we had. There's a rule of 40, the rule of 40 in medicine, that oh, when you get to the age of 40 you're expected to do some certain tests, or there are some associated diseases or some associated disorders at such ages. But we have with in the world we live now, a lot of things have changed. If, for example, you live in Nigeria, at this time, it's expected that you should be in Harmattan season. The wind should be fully blown and all. But we can see that we are just having like more like an appetizer of what Harmattan is like compared to previous years because of global warming, climate change. So that is what it is when it comes to also our health numbers. The time as where it's time when you see a lot of young ones, especially coming down with high blood pressure, coming down with diabetes and um, many other disorders. So it's important that as young ones, as youths, as people that would fulfill God's plans and purposes, that we care for our health. And the starting point is knowing our numbers. And what are these important numbers that we should know? Blood pressure, blood cholesterol, blood glucose, our body mass index, and our waist circumference. I will just briefly explain what each of them is. I will not so much go into details so that I don't bore you with a lot of details. Our blood pressure is, our body is made up of interconnected tube-like vessels, which we know has the artery and the veins that are connected to the heart. And there's a force that pushes blood to the heart, and there's also a force that also allows it to relax. So when our heart contracts, but you see that there's a force, there's a pressure that happens, and when her heart also relaxes and feels back, when our heart contracts and pushes out blood, and when our heart relaxes and fills back with blood, that is basically what blood pressure is. And if for those that have older ones or those that are conversant taking their blood pressure measurement, you have this upper numerator and lower denominator, which is the systolic and the diastolic. So the systolic is when the blood, when your heart contracts and pushes out blood, and the diastolic is pressure is when your heart relaxes and your heart fills with blood. So it's important that this blood pressure measurement is in moderation, is at in is within normal limits, or is in moderation. When there's a lot of um, excess or extra weight that is placed on our blood vessels or placed on these tubes, a lot of things can go on. I will not. I'll come to some of that later. Our blood cholesterol too is more like the fats that we need that keeps the integrity of our cells, and they have this fat is important even for the day-to-day running of our body system. The body is a very complex one, but it's pretty very organized. It's very organized at the same time. So if there's excess fats, it can clog these blood vessels and a whole lot of things can come up when people come down with heart attack, people come down with thrombosis and a whole lot of things. Our blood glucose, when we eat food, we the food converts to sugar in our bodies, and this sugar, which we know as glucose, is the one that keeps their energy. Is an energy reserve that we need even for day-to-day running, for our brain activity, for movements of our muscles and everything that regards to our body. Blood mass index, body mass index has has to do with regards of our weight to our height. The measurement of our weight to our height is which is kilogram uh, per meter square, and their values which you use to evaluate if you are underweight, if you are within limits, if you are overweight, if you are obese, and if you are at risk of certain diseases. Then waist circumference. This is one that a lot of people don't put a lot of attention to. Was important because in waist circumference is important because sometimes when body mass index just measures total fats, it's not able to distinguish what is fat, what is muscle. But this is where waist circumference comes in. When you measure your waist circumference, that has to do with has to with in the area of your abdomen. That's your is assessing abdominal fat. There are people that when you check your body mass index, when you have your weight over, you calculate your weight in kilogram over your height in meter square, it may be within normal limits, but it's important where the excess weight is matters. So for some people, they are good when it comes to their BMI measurement, but their waist circumference is saying something else. They have excess weight in the abdominal area. So it's important that we have these measures. We know these measures. I would not want to boast with the details of what normal is and is what does it mean if you're at high risk level, or what does it mean if you already have some established, if there's you're at risk of having some certain diseases or disorders. These are values that you can easily get online on your own, and you when you make you say this time you just have some is to help you to make an informed decision, to be able to know your health numbers, and you can always do the needful. So before I go now, I would want to talk about some misconceptions that people have as regards their health. We have people that say, I have a slim stature, so I'm healthy, I'm slim, I have a figure eight, I have this, I have that. I'm so happy for you that you have a slim stature and that you believe and know that you're healthy. Yes, but your stature is not directly proportional to being healthy. There are people that they seem to look all healthy and could have high blood pressure, their sugar level may be high, or they could be at risk of having some. But if you don't know your health numbers, you will not be able to know what you ought to do. So having a slim stature or being on the big side is not a measure of how healthy you are until you know your health numbers. We have another one. Now, fat by fat. I know kill person. Fatness being on the big side runs in my family. Well, that's true. There's genetic factor, a lot of things that could go on there. But we also know the impact of obesity. It can affect your energy levels, it can affect your mood. It's sometimes when you have excess fat, you can come down with back pains. There are a lot of things that can go on. While it's while I'm not trying to say that if you are not slim, you're not healthy. It's a balanced one. If one is on the big side, it's also important that you know your health numbers and you're able to do in some instances. You may need to lose some weight, you may need to shed some weight, you may need to adjust whether you're slim, whether you're on the big side. everyone should actually do some certain things to keep their health in check. So what I'm just trying to say is that whether you are slim, whether you're on the big side, is not a measure of whether you are healthy or unhealthy. And there are people that know their numbers. They know what their blood pressure is. They checked it 3 years ago. They checked it 5 years ago. They checked it a whole long time. But knowing your numbers is not a one-off thing. Said the death that Christ died, he died to sin once for all. It's only Jesus that died once for all, death for us, for our sins, for our diseases, for everything. But knowing our numbers is not a once for all thing. You have is something that we need to, may not, it's not like knowing them every day, but they are it's things that we have to do periodically, that from time to time. For some for 2 years, every year, some 2 years, 3 years, some every 5 years, and on like that. So now that we have established um, the important health numbers that we have to know, and the some of the misconceptions that we have as regards our health, what are the things that we have to start doing to advance our health in 2023 and beyond? One of the things we need to do is in the area of our sleep. We have to start a sleep hygiene. And what do I mean by sleep hygiene? Sleep hygiene just simply means practicing safe sleep. And what does practice safe sleep mean? There's a way to sleep. I'm not a sleep specialist, but I will just try and break down some aspects of sleep hygiene. There are actually specialists that this is all they do is just sleep. But what are the simple things we can do? We have to start by having scheduled sleep. And what is recommended that you have at least 7 hours of sleep. Someone is looking at me like, excuse me, what are you saying? How is it possible for me to have 7 hours of sleep? Shey the whining. Is it possible? Yes, it is very possible. And I'll give you an example. If you sleep at you schedule to sleep at 9 p.m. or sleep at 10 and you wake up, you sleep at 9 and wake up at 4, or you sleep at 10 and you wake up at 5, you have had 7 hours of sleep. And it's important that you give your body rest. As much as there's work for you to do, there's a lot of things that is that demands your attention. When you don't give your body the needed rest, it will gradually shut down. When you sleep, there are cells that are repaired. There are a lot of things that your blood is well circulated. A lot of things go on when you sleep. But we don't give our body the necessary sleep. I know there are a lot of things. There's Netflix. There's a lot of things that sometimes keep us seems genuinely that we say, oh, I have to do this, I have to sleep at 1. But if you consistently do that, you will see that in the course of your day, you are not as energetic as you should be. You are feeling sleepy, you are feeling tired because you have not given the body the necessary sleep. And it's also important that when you sleep, you what you eat and what you drink matters towards your sleeping time. It's important that you don't sleep hungry and you don't sleep over full. And there are certain meals that may not be appropriate, or drinks that may not be appropriate for you to drink at that time, because some it may cause some form of bloating or cause some form of sleep disturbance. In the environments to which you also sleep so matters. Are you sleeping in a are you in a noisy environment? Some people like to sleep with music, but what kind of music do you sleep with? Is this something that keeps you calm? Is this something that disturbs your sleep? Even the bed sheets that you sleep on matters. As is does that bed sheet mean, does it mean they change? The pillow, the bed, the environment of where you sleep matters. That helps you to keep your energies level and advance in your health. Another area that you need to pay attention to is your hydration. You need to hydrate well, and that is drinking water. Drinking 10 bottles of Coke or other frizzy drinks, that is not hydration. The keeping your body hydrated needs water. You need to drink, and we are in a season where it's hot, it's dry, and we feel more thirsty than ever. So it's important that we're intentional about our drinking. While there are recommended liters of water that we have to drink daily, that may not be easy to access because some of us drink pure water, some of us drink bottled water, some of us drink water that is in a dispenser. We have different things that we drink, and it's important that we need to keep hydrated. So what I did when I started drinking water was to time time my drinking. If I drink water at 8 a.m., I know by 10 a.m. I'm expected to drink another water. By 12, I'm drinking another. By 2, like that, on and on. Like every 1 or 2 hours, I'm taking water. And it's important that when it's closer to sleeping time, you reduce your water intake so that you don't have to wake up in the middle of the night or severally to ease yourself. So as much as hydrating the body is important, there has to be a balance so that you don't also cause some form of sleep disturbance or disturb your body system. Exercise, another one, is important. It's important that we exercise our body. So whether you have a slim stature, whether you are mid-sized, whether you're on the big size, whatever size that God has fearfully and wonderfully made it to be, you have to exercise. And exercising means 30 minutes brisk walk 5 days a week, or 150 minutes high intensity exercise 3 days a week. If you are not used to exercising, it's important that you don't rush it. You mean 30 minutes brisk walk might not work for you initially. You can start with 5, saying, and as you go, you build it up, you build it up, you build it up until you are able. But it's important that you, when you start, you stay as consistent. Even when, for one thing, if there are things that make you to stop for one reason or the other, when you are able to get at it, come back to it and just keep at it because your body needs it. There's a lot that exercise does. I won't be able to get into the nitty gritty of that. Healthy diet. We have classes of food, and every class of food is important. There are people that will say, no, I don't take this, or I don't take that. If you are not allergic to the food, and the food is not unhealthy, it's important that you take a mix of all the classes of food, the fat and oil, the carbohydrates, your proteins. Every class is important to keep your body as energetic. You need it to advance in your health. You need it to go up for your for the day-to-day running of your body. And also, as a dental surgeon, now we'll talk about dental checks. There are certain health checks that we have to do periodically um, from time to time. It's recommended that you have 2 dental checks every year. And what does this dental check do for you? Is it's you are able to know the state of your oral health. If you are predisposed to certain oral diseases, you know at your routine checks. If you have because a lot of for for us in our field, a lot of people come when their tooth is decayed, they are down with pain, and there's really a lot of things. A lot of people see dentists as, sorry, let me use, as they say, yoni yoni, that all we do is remove it. That's not true. We do a lot of things. We talk about prevention. We help patients to stay as oral healthy as possible. We repair even established holes, one that is with pain, one that is without pain. There are a lot of things that we do. But if we are not going for, as some of us, we are we are favored for those have that are under HMOs. HM, there are some we have some covers apart from hospitals, some eye check, dental care, and some of us have not been using. Maybe it's in 2023. Please start. Maybe it's time that you start using them. It's important that you have a professional cleaning done twice yearly, and a whole lot of things that you can benefit from. Let me not stay at and God. There are also some important health checks for females. There's cervical check, for there's the breast as examinations that we can do on our own, and for those for check for breast cancer is not recommended for women under 40, but in some cases they may be need to do it if there's maybe family history or people that are at risk. For men, there's colon check, there's cholesterol check, there are a lot of checks, and some of us have. I said it, some of us we are under HMO or NHIS or from some form of health scheme that covers this. And even if we are not under, we can. I'm not I'm not health HMO agent, but it's important that we can register on that one. Or if you want to do out of pocket pay, we can do that. This we and some of us think that maybe these things are so but then expenses is like a one. You, you just pay for a number of tests and you are good for the year. So having said, there are also screenings that we need to do, and the screening is also in the place of checking your blood pressure, your blood sugar, and um, a whole lot of things. So it's important. My time is fast spent, and I would be rounding off shortly. It's important that all I've said, what all I've been saying is it's important that we know our health numbers. Is knowing our health numbers like a starting point. It helps us to take charge and be in control of our overall health. And knowing our health numbers also helps us to make informed decisions. And also, it helps us to exercise our authority in Christ. Because is a lot of people shy away from science or say, "Oh, um, I'm a hair of Christ. I cannot be sick." Yes, it's important that you have faith-based confession. You confess the right things concerning your health, concerning your finances, concerning every aspect. But God gave this knowledge for a purpose. I believe that the science, technology, everything that God has put in place is meant for us. And it's important that we maximize it, we embrace it. It's not there to it's not there to kill our faith, it's not there to make us look as if we are faithless. But when we know these things, when we know things that we are probably at risk that or probably at risk of, it helps us to make informed decision and take charge of overall health and also exercise our authority in Christ. And whatever it is, sometimes when we know our health numbers, or for some of us, we know our health numbers and we know certain things that we are at risk of. It's not knowing your health numbers, whether it even if it comes as a bad outcome, it's not a death sentence. But knowing your health numbers helps you to start doing the appropriate things. Some of us may in the new year we may need to shed some weight. I'm going to work on that because I know I need to shed some weight. Some of us may need to stop frizzy drinks. Some of us may need to stop eating certain foods. Some of us need to start exercising. Some of us need to start going for those health checks. Some of us know certain things about our health, but we are shying away from it. If we would be how God has created us to be, if we would advance in our health, if we would move forward and do all the things that we have been called to do, we have to be mindful of our health. I'll leave you with sorry, with the scripture.
Oh, I don't know what just happened there. I think we lost Dr. Tofumi right there. But I was enjoying that session. Why? Because I'm actually a public health enthusiast. So when it comes to talks on health, I pay close attention. I don't know if you must have noticed that I've been posting in the comment section, in the chat box. I've been dropping, um, points from what she has been saying, and it's because I've been learning, so I decided to get busy and drop those things in the chat box. I hope to. I hope that we'll get her back in soon. I don't know what went wrong, but in the meantime, I'm glad to announce that Marathon Conference 2022 is about to come to a close. Yes, I think she's back here. So sorry about the break in transmission. I mean,
Yes, I can.
yeah.
Did you hear the
So
the concluding part?
I didn't hear. It was like you were taking out. So I didn't hear the last word you said. Uh, So can you repeat
Yes,
that?
I was saying I was this First John 3. There's a beloved. I said beloved friend that are desirous to advance in their health. Wish
Mm,
above all things that you will be in good health, even as your soul prospers. God bless you. Thank you
mm.
for having me this evening.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, man. When had health Sunday church, and you came up and you spoke about health numbers and the likes, I really enjoyed it beautifully. Like, interestingly, the Friday before that Sunday, I think I posted on on my social media platforms about hypertension, because I actually post content, you know, health content every Friday, even though recently activities have not been allowing me to do that. I hope to get this next week. We're starting. And so, interestingly, so I put out some words about hypertension, you know, blood pressure checks, systolic, diastolic, and the likes. And I got to try that Sunday, and then came and you're talking about health numbers. Oh, wow, this is so interesting. And I'm so glad you're here, because it got to a point where I was thinking, who should I bring on board for this session? And then you came to my mind, and then I saw you, and then I reached out to you, and then you didn't even hesitate to come. Thank you so much, man. Also, thank you for making it down here today. I know it must have cost you a lot, the inconvenience, the challenges, the impromptu, situation that came up. Still showed up. I say very, very thank you to you. Very big thank you to you.
Thank you for having me.
So thank you. All right. So I just think that I should ask a question, but we'll
Okay.
plan to round off this session. So there's this question. You actually mentioned points that we should go for health checks very regularly. We should go for health checks. And I want to ask, for
Yeah.
people, Nigeria, we know the situation of things in Nigeria. People are trying to make ends meet, and then if I go to someone and I'm trying to encourage the person to go for medical checkups, oh, like, there was time I put out a post and I mentioned that, because I study microbiology, and I did a few projects on antibiotics resistance. I understand the weight of antibiotic resistance being a public health problem. globally. People use medicine anyhow, use antibiotics anyhow. And then to talk to people that you shouldn't get drugs and to use it just because you feel like, oh, let me go and get this particular antibiotics. Oh, I have malaria. This is the drug or anti-malaria drug I should use without going for proper checkup. So it is very important that we do checkups before we opt for the option of any medication that we can use. It is very important that we do checkups. Now, Nigeria, we are in a country where situations, kind of the economy is not funny. And I want to encourage someone, oh, please, you need to do checkup, you need to do a test before you get medicine. You need to check if your blood pressure is normal. You need to check cholesterol level is normal. You have to check your colon. You have to do screening. Check if you don't have hepatitis B. Go for HIV test. Even though some of these tests are free, but other ones that are also important that may cost something, to the person. How do I encourage someone that is trying to make ends meet to do health checkup? Do you understand what I mean?
Mm. Yeah, I get you.
Because
Well, as I said that,
it's a real
if you
life
remember,
thing. It's a real life issue.
yes, a real life situation. As I said earlier, that there are a lot of health numbers, but they are not all of them are. They are all important, but not all of them will be important to a particular person. That's why I highlighted the five: the blood pressure, the blood sugar, even blood cholesterol is still may not be for everyone initially. Usually, blood cholesterol is coming from age 30 thereabouts, and I think in males only from age 20 more. Though this is more prevalent in developed countries. So I would say that there are some simple checks that we can get that can be done anyway. Now we have pharmacies, we have roadside people that do this simple test. You can check your blood pressure, maybe at 15 naira, 100 naira, or at a fee that is affordable. And they can tell you
Mm,
if you are within normal limits and all. Blood mass index, you don't need expertise. Just know your height, know your weight, and thank God for technology. There's BMI calculator online. You can calculate it yourself. And thank God that Google tell me what is normal, what is abnormal. You can check that. Wasting there, you just need a paper to check your abdominal and check it with the values. So I would say that most times that we like to gone for big things, but there are some very simple things we can start with. If it's from those simple things, that's why this health checks is more or less individualistic, in the sense that some people may need to start some health checks or do some more health checks earlier, for maybe if they are predisposed to certain things. But starting from the basic is the first step. It costs little or nothing to do those basic tests. Even there are places where they do this for free. I know some places, at least here within this Ibadan, that you can just walk into and do your blood pressure, do your check your blood sugar level, do your BMI and other things. Then in some cases, when you're maybe for some reasons you have to you see a doctor, and now even there are a lot of the NHIS is improving every day. Though a lot of people have reservations about NHIS. Now they are IA, National Health Insurance Authority, instead of National Health Insurance Service. And they have these different packages that that can suit you and covers certain things. So if you start from the basic and there's need for you to advance to a next step of health check, is the Lord will provide, because really is one that I know that I have spoken to certain people and they have this vision. I actually spoke to someone last week and he has this vision in his heart to have a free diagnostic center where people can have advanced health checks at no cost. And I'm really praying. I pray for him whenever I remember that God will make it happen for him, because it will be it will take a lot of stress and it will make people more enthusiastic and more open to doing these health checks. And these checks are important to help. For females, there are checks like pap smear and some other things that we need to do. And these things may not be so expensive. And some of us too, we need to keep we need to um be, like say, open to information, or keep our ears open to have information like pap
Mm-hmm.
smear. And there are some tests that you
Mm-hmm.
have NGOs, you have certain organizations that come to do it for free. This year alone, at least I know I've known of
Wow.
like 5 for free pap smear
Wow.
at no cost. Just come on certain days, they check it for you, they tell you what your risk level is, and if you are good, they tell you the next time you need to do it. So there's a lot of things we can take advantage of. Thank God for technology. So
Mm.
sometimes when people even see things that are free, they don't believe it. But most times these
Hmm.
things
That's another thing.
are really,
Mm.
they don't believe it, and
Right.
you can't blame them because of how people also try to exploit and extort people. But they are genuine ones, and for people that, even for those that can afford, you can leverage. You can notice you cannot enjoy freebies. Is God has made it up. God has provided for those people to make those things available, and we can take advantage of them. So that's all I can do. It's a dicey one, but let's put it as that.
Well, you did so much justice to that. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. So, if you are here watching us live or you're watching a replay, please take note that there are many affordable checkups that you can you can go on, or you can check your blood pressure, you can check your blood sugar level, and also you can even set a goal and start saving. You can say, I want to go for a checkup twice a year, and okay, I'll start saving from January 2023. Then by June 2023, I want to go a full checkup. So you can set a target and say, okay, I want to be saving so amounts every day or every week or every month to make sure that I have money to take care of my health. Because truly, if we do not take of our health, our body won't be strong enough to carry the vision we want to establish on earth. Our body won't be able to give us that luxury of that luxury of agility, that that capacity, physical capacity to do whatever we desire to do. So even if you are here, you want to advance financially, you want to move from one level to another in every other area, you want to make progress, please also pay attention to your health. Without your health being in good shape, then you can't have a guarantee of fulfilling any dream that you have in mind. So if you have a vision, you want to be the greatest person in your field of work, it's okay to have good work ethics. It's okay to be effective and diligent at work. Also, please pay attention to your health. Rest, eat well, like Dr. Tofumi said. Please do not eat, do not sleep hungry. I think I have to change. Sometimes when I feel so sleepy, I just sleep food. I just sleep. I sleep hungry sometimes. Today I've learned something. I've learned not to sleep hungry, not to sleep when I'm too full with food. All right. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your contribution contribution today. Thank you so much. I'm grateful, and I'm sure that everyone that gets to listen to this broadcast will also have this sense of gratitude to you. Thank you so much. My God bless you. All right, so I want to say bye bye to you from here. We'll see
Mm.
behind the scene. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
All right. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much, Mar, Dr. Jessica Fumi, Shoda Milani. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that beautiful session. All right, I've got some amazing announcements. Woo! Yes. So if you were here yesterday during during Mr. Mr. Building Mustafa session, you would have learned that there are some materials or resources is given out for free to everyone who gets to be part of this conference or who gets to see the replay. And also, is giving out amazing discounts for some of his paid resources. So you can send him a message. I'm going to be posting his WhatsApp contact um, under this broadcast. I will send it also on a separate post on my Facebook profile. I'm going to post the links and then send his contact there. So the code for the discount is EC. Once you send to him EC, Emerge Conference, he will know that you're from, and then he will give you the discount. You know, I think that's a very wonderful one. Also, other speakers have resources that will bless you as well if you want to learn more from them. The persons Pastor Bolaji Babalola, his books are available, his courses are available as well, and also Mrs. Nimi Adetiran, our books are available, courses are available as well. I'm going to be posting them on this broadcasts. I'm also going to post them separately on my Facebook profile. Please do it to check them out. Be on the lookout for them. All right. So, lastly, I'm so happy to announce to you that I'm starting a group coaching program for a few people next year, 2023. I don't want to I don't want to keep all the things I've learned over the years to myself anymore. So I'm going to be coming up with a group coaching program, and I'm sure it's blessed is going to help you begin your journey to greatness. It's going to help you start your journey to purpose fulfillment. So do well to register, join the wait list. I'm going to be posting the link directly under this broadcast, and also I'll post it on my Facebook profile later in the new week we're about to enter. So be on the lookout for it. You can join the waitlist, and also if you have feedback for us, how do you think we can serve you better? What are the things you learned during this conference? I would love to hear from you. What was your favorite session? I would love to hear from you so that we can consider this when planning for next year's edition. All right. So, and I also have a resource that I would like to give out for free. It's called the Seven Amazing Acts for Intentional Living. It's a free ebook that I published this year, and I would love you to also read it and get yourself ready to advance intentionally in the year 2023. Also, if you love to join my email list, you love to get newsletters from me, inspirational writings and words that will help you do better and be better, then you will end up being on my email list. So please join my email list. I'll be sending all these links very soon. I'll be posting them directly on this broadcast. in my Facebook profile. Also, I'll be going to the YouTube section to post these links. Please do well to click them and do the needful. All right, so that is all for today and for this year's Emerge Conference. Yes, Team Advance. I trust that you'll be inspired, and I trust that you've been encouraged. I trust that you've been motivated, you've been energized to make forward movement, to make progress in life in 2023. All right, so this conference is not over until you go back to the sessions, all the sessions of the 3 days. Again, take down notes, then write down the steps you want to take, the actions you want to take, so that once you begin taking those actions, you can begin. Because there is no point if you come to Emerge Conference 2022 without taking actions. Then all this time you have spent will be a waste. No, please go back, listen again, watch again, write down the actions you're going to start taking, set a goal, set a timeline, and start working. All right. Till I see you next year, keep advancing. Bye.